YouTube Tuesday, session 85, with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello, happy Tuesday to you. So today I am continuing on my series of showing you the new A Bration freebies that you can earn with Stampin' Up! Orders. We started in January 3rd of 2022 here, and it continues here through February 28th. And so as we move through, I've been showing you different project ideas each week. Today we will be using the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper. Hi Kathy, thanks for joining me. Yeah, so this is one of the papers I haven't had a chance to show yet. I'm going to pull back out the Driving By stamp set because I thought it was the cutest idea for a little flower power little flower power bust there. So stay tuned for that. I will be also incorporating some daisies. So if this paper, even though it's called Daffodil Afternoon, and it coordinates with the whole Daffodil Daydream bundle, you might notice there are some daisies, some really pretty daisies in some of these patterns as well. So I'm going to be pulling in our Daisy Lane stamp set and our medium daisy punch. And I might even pull in another stamp set, the Catching Butterflies. It's got some cute sentiments in there. But I'm going to show you guys a drapery fold. It's a cool technique that if you haven't tried it yet, I think you're really going to like it. And these floral papers are beautiful for that. So hello, hello. I see we've got a few people joining us live here. Hi, Terry. Hi, Wendy. My hubby David just tuned in to say hi from Cortland. Hello, hello. If you're just joining me, hi, Denise. Welcome, welcome. So we are continuing to play with Stampin' Up! A Bration items, pairing them with some fun, just regular traditional catalog products as well. Hey, Rachel. And yeah, throwing in a couple of techniques. We're going to do some paper piecing and a drapery fold. So I think you'll really enjoy these. Don't forget to, I definitely love your comments. So keep them coming. Keep telling me where you're from and what's going on in your life. Thumbs up and subscribe too if you haven't already. So for those of you just joining or if you're new, you're gonna want to subscribe to this channel. We've got good stuff here. Love it. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera so we can get started. Okay, so since we are using the Daffodil Daydream Designer Series paper here, I'm going to do some crushed curry. We're going to start with this deeper yellow. There is a little bit of Daffodil Delight in here, but I'm starting with crushed curry because I like that deep, bold, rich color. I will also be doing, there's some black in here, which makes a nice little contrast. All right, so we have some black and white on some of these. And this pink in here is Flirty Flamingo. So hence I went a bright pink. All right, we're going to think spring today. We've got big fluffy snowflakes that have been coming down here this afternoon. It's actually quite pretty. Pretty to be inside looking out. Can enjoy it that way. But yeah, so we're going to think a little spring here and do some fun floral cards. All right, so this card base is your 5.5 by 8.5. Folding it here and scoring it at 4.25. Let me see if I can, do we need a little extra light? Let's try that, see if that brightens things up just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, making sure I didn't lose everybody's comments there and pushing buttons. Okay, so for this first one, it's actually pretty simple card. We've got our card base. I went ahead and cut this particular piece here with, it's 4 by 5.25. So we got the daffodils here. So this is going to be tone on tone to start with. Okay, so just a real quick and simple card base using some of that designer series paper as our background. Just make sure your daffodils are going in the right direction. Sunny side up there. All right, now I've got a layer, another layer of the crushed curry. So this is 2.25 by 3.5. All right, and then our basic white layer that goes on top. This is 2 by 3.25. Hey, Luann, how are you? All right, so we're going to set that aside for now. We're going to take this piece of white and our driving by stamp set, and we are going to use the little mini bus again. I just think that's the cutest thing ever. I'm going to stamp it in my tuxedo memento black here, so just make sure you've got lots of good ink on there. All right, and we're going to stamp that towards the, did I get ink on my paper already? Oh well, towards the top portion of this. I realize it's kind of a narrow piece, but we're going to stamp the bus up above so that we have room for, oh, that's a crooked. He's like driving downhill. Let's try that again. Good thing paper has two sides, right? Although I guess we'll see. Okay, so that looks a little better. Okay, so because we were going to do a little flower power on the bus, I thought it might be cute to use the sentiment, "You got style." So we're going to take this one and we're going to stamp it right here underneath the bus. Okay, you could tell I rocked it a little bit. Oh well, we'll put some gems there or something. Okay, so you can see this is starting out there. See how it's going together. We haven't jazzed it up yet, so hang tight. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put a couple dimensionals on here just to kind of clear the desk a little bit. So I'm using the last edge of my dimensionals here before I open a new pack. I make sure I use every little bit. So we'll put these on here. Oh, that one peeled right off. Okay, so we'll do the basics here, the foundation, and then we're gonna get to the fun stuff. All right, so this is gonna go right in the center, so you can see it's a pretty simple card to start out with. All right, so the next thing you're gonna do, now the fun part here, is pick out your favorite patterns of wild floral paper. So in this case, this is my absolute favorite pattern here. It's got daffodils and daisies and carnations and all kinds of fun forget-me-nots, all kinds of cute, bright floral things here. I love that. And so I've cut this into a 1.5 inch strip here. And again, just kind of make sure the flowers are going in the right direction. We're going to pull that bus stamp back out with our black ink pad. And we are going to do a little paper piecing. So what I mean by that is we're going to stamp our bus. Let's see, which section do I want? I want kind of a bunch of colors in here. So, well, let's see, I want some of that pink. All right, let's go right over here. Maybe we can get some of those wild colors. We're gonna kind of stamp that towards the end. So it is a little bit difficult to see once you first stamp, but you can see the bus is on there. We're gonna take our paper snips and do a little fussy cutting. Now the nice thing with this is you don't have to be perfectly exact because we don't have to trim all the way around the lights and the bumpers. I am just cutting out the main portion, the body of the van here. Okay, so again, I'm just cutting off the lights. I'm gonna go a little bit around the bumper. All right, and then we're gonna come up above the wheels. All right, there we go. Okay. And then again, go up above and around the wheel. Okay, and then cut that bumper off. Okay, so you can see it's starting to take shape a little bit here. The nice thing with this front window, we can actually just come right in and snip this out. That one's not a problem at all. That one comes out really quick. Hey, Janelle, glad you made it. Hello, hello. Wendy said she wasn't sure about the large print here, or the wild print. But yes, with the different backgrounds And the blends, yeah, there's so much you can do with it. And don't let the colors overwhelm you. Yes. All right, hey Luann. All right, so a little trick for this, because we do want to pop out these windows. There's two pieces here. I'm going to take the pointy part of my Stampin' blends and cut towards the corner of that window. And that way I can then slip in and do as many straight cuts as possible. All right, so with the paper snips, we're just taking that sharp pointy end just to pierce through that paper. All right, so that we can get started and get that window out of there. We're going to do the same thing here with the back window. Gently poke that through. You don't want to stab yourself in the hand. All right, so you could even use your Stampin' Pierce mat underneath your scissors if you were needing a little more control there. All right, so we're going to come in corner to corner. Just be careful not to cut yourself here. These paper snips are sharp. These are definitely not safety scissors. All right, so we got that little piece out, one little bit more. Okay. Oops, looks like I butchered that just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Trim that out. Now it's looking good. Okay, so what we're going to do, you can see how this is going to fit on top. Isn't that the cutest thing ever? All right, but we need to do a little bit of coloring first. So we've got to color our wheels. And yeah, so we're going to do some, what have I got? I'm going to go with the light basic black here. All right, so I'm going to color, actually I'm going to go the light in some of these sections, and then we'll come in with the dark color so we have a little bit of contrast around it. All right, so we're doing the light as like the chrome on the wheel wells there. We'll do the bumper. I feel like, oh, we'll do the lights too. Okay, can always brighten that up. And then we'll come in with the dark to go around that. That way we've got a little bit of contrast between the light and the dark. Okay, so we've got that. Now the fun part. So let's go ahead, let's pop this up again with some dimensionals, which, all right, where'd they go here? I'm almost done with these. Put a little bit on the top. Pop some in around the edges. And last piece here. All right, look at that. Use every bit on my sheet. Always makes me feel good when I don't have any waste. Okay, so we're gonna pop this up on dimensionals. Oop, there goes my paper right off my desk. All right, so you can see that's why we did the stamped the bus first, and then we did our paper piecing and did that over the top. All right, I'm gonna put just a little, I'm using the bold tip, or the brush tip, excuse me, with my light pool party marker. I just want just a little bit of color in the window, just a little bit. Not too much, just a little. And I'm gonna grab my Stella. All right, because I feel like these windows need a little sparkle. All right, so again, I'm just going right in there, adding a little bit of sparkle to my windows. Can you guys see that? Look at that shimmer. Woohoo! Isn't this cool? Thank you, Denise. All right, yeah, it's so much fun. So, I had actually planned to, I guess we've got daffodils. I wasn't coordinating all my flowers. We had daffodils on the background there. But I did think it was kind of fun, since we've got some daisy patterns in there, to grab our Daisy Lane stamp set and maybe punch out a couple daisies to go on here too. So we'll grab our ink pad. Now when we stamp the daisies on the whatever paper pack, you can see this is just basic white. You want to make sure that your petals are perpendicular so that your punch will slip right in there. and punch these out exactly how you want them. So I'm just going to do 2 because I want to layer these so that we have a full daisy. All right. And before I do that, I want to pull in my Flirty Flamingo. All right, so we'll do our Flirty Flamingo here so that we've got, this is the dark Flirty Flamingo here for the center. All right, and then maybe let's do a little bit of the light Flirty Flamingo. We'll just kind of come out and do a little line at each of the petals. So I'm not coloring the whole flower, just a little bit. Okay, so now this is the medium daisy punch. The stamp set coordinates with the medium and the large, but for today's, we're just using the medium here. And because we did our stamps perpendicular, we can come right in from the edge of our paper. Perfect. Punch those out. Again, make sure you didn't put them too close together. All right, so that you can pop those out. And then we can put just a little, where's my glue dots here? We'll put a glue dot to sandwich these daisies together. And then we'll put a dimensional on the back to pop them up. So we've got just one glue dot there on the back. We're going to offset the daisies so that it fills in here. So rotate that and then stick it when you've got it. And now we'll put our dimensional on the back here. I just thought that was kind of cute. We could do a little flower power on there, and then if you want, you could add a couple of little rhinestones. Take your dark Flirty Flamingo here and color that rhinestone first, okay? Color it right on the sheet, and then we can take it off. All right, whoop, there we go. Yeah, super fun. Isn't that cute? So that is a fun way to do a little paper piecing and take a small section of that wild paper. And of course, wherever you stamp it on the paper, your bust is going to be a little bit different. I had done another one too. But the patterns come out so cool. So you could have a whole fleet of flower power buses here, or minivans. Aren't they cute? All right, so that is the first card with a little bit of, paper piecing. All right, so we've took the piece of paper and we've put it on top of our stamped image there. All right, yes, and Stella, you always have to have a little Stella in there. Awesome. Okay, so that's the first card. So that's your first technique for today, was a little bit of paper piecing. Okay, the next project, we are going to do Flirty Flamingo. So again, this is 5.5 by 8.5. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, thank you. All right, so half sheet here of Flirty Flamingo. And then this time we're doing a layer of basic black. So this is 4 by 5.25. And then a layer of basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so we're not going to glue. Let's set the card base aside. We can go ahead and glue our black and our white layers together. So we're going to do this in a minute. I am going to put a little ribbon on this card. So I want to make sure that that tucks behind before I put it on the card base. All right, so we've got this layer. Now we are going to continue using the Flower Power paper. I'm calling this Flower Power. I love that instead of the instead of the daisies. But this time I have taken a 3 3/4 inch by 11 inch section of the paper. So it's not the full 12 inch. Okay, so it's 3 3/4 because that's That's the depth of the white here. Okay, I want to make sure that that's the same when I glue this down. And then 11 inches along the top. Now we are going to need to extend the arm on our trimmer here. And we are going to start on the long side. All right, we're going to score it first at 2 3/4 inches. So make sure you're using the light gray. Light gray is dark is cutting. That's death, okay? So we're going to do light gray at 2 3/4. Now don't score too hard because designer series paper is thinner than cardstock. And if you go too hard, you could actually just score right through your paper. And you really don't want to do that. You would just want a nice little crease line. All right, so we did 2 3/4. Then I moved it over to 3 3/4. We're going to go up to 5 3/4. And then 6 3/4. Okay, then 8 3/4. And 9 3/4. And I can list these measurements in the video description when I'm done too, okay? All right, so now we're going to take, if it helps, go ahead and fold a little bit there. This is that 2 3/4 inch. That's the first line. Because now we're going to turn our paper. And we want to come down about 1 inch on the top. And we're going to score from this like 1 inch on the end all the way down to our score line here at the bottom of the 2 3/4 inch mark. All right, so we're going to cut this at an angle. So put about 1 inches there in the groove of your trimmer, and then come down and put your score line. Can you guys see that there? The score line of your 2 3/4 mark. All right, also in the line of in the groove here of your trimmer. Okay, and now we're going to use the dark blade, dark for death, dark for cutting. Okay, and we are going to cut that right at an angle. So you can save this piece for another little project. But now you've got this weird looking shape. Okay, so what we're going to do is at that first line, now you can put a little adhesive in between here if you want. We're going to fold that over. Okay, and then we're going to put a little adhesive there at the next section and fold that over. Okay, and now we've got one more here in the middle. Fold. Okay, so you can see this is how we've got our drapery, because it does kind of look like a curtain going across the front. Now, if we did that right, yes, then we fit perfectly in line with our basic white paper, and yet we've got a nice little piece down here where we can stamp our sentiment. So what I'm going to do is flip this over to the back side. Okay, and we're going to put our adhesive all the way around. Okay, because we don't want the draperies unfolding on us. All right, so just line that right up on the edge of your basic white piece. Hey, Brenton, how are things down under in Australia? You're up early, isn't it? It's like wee hours of the morning there in Australia. So put a little adhesive here on this flap too. All right, nice. So to go along with this, a nice kind of finished look across the top, we have Flirty Flamingo sparkle ribbon. This is an annual catalog, okay? So we're going to put a little piece across the top here. So just measure, give yourself a little bit extra on each end. Okay, and then trim that off. And then we'll flip it over and put our adhesive all around the back side. Okay, so then we'll put this back, tuck your edges behind, and then pull that nice and tight. Gives it a nice finished look there. And then we can go ahead and put this on our card base. Ooh, isn't that cool? And I love the sparkle. So fun. All right. Oh, 7:30 a.m. So that's a reasonable time. All right, let's put just a little, we're not gonna go with a full bow. We'll just do a little knot here along the top, and then we can slide that along as we see fit here. Okay. All right, just to give that an extra little something there. All right, and I got ink on my surface, so that's where that came from. But if your work surface is clean and you don't make a mess like I do, then you shouldn't have any problem. All right, so we need a sentiment. We need something to go down here in the corner. And I hadn't pulled out the Catching Butterflies stamp set yet. Isn't it? It's just the sweetest little thing. So I thought, how about this? Collecting sweet thoughts of you, or celebrate every beautiful thing. Even that one, you make my heart happy. Those are really cute. So let's see what fits here. This is the, okay, so that one fits. You want to make sure that you're not going to end up stamping on top of your drapery. So that one fits. Actually, they all do. Everything fits. But let's go with the sweet thoughts. I just think that one's sweet. All right, so we could stamp in basic black, but how about we do Flirty Flamingo? I've got my Flirty Flamingo ink pad out here too. So either one would work. Whatever you decide. I'll just stamp right down in there. Super cute. All right. I know, I feel like you could add some extra little rhinestones or things, but honestly, we have a lot going on with this paper. It is definitely flower power. We've got this fun drapery fold technique, which allows us to have a peek at the reverse pattern there. And I just think that's really cute. All right, just reading through your comments here. Yeah, something different. I know the drapery fold has been around for a while, but I haven't done that technique in quite a while. Luann says, don't worry, if you don't get inky, then you're not crafting. So I must be something right. I got ink everywhere. Aw. Let's see. Terry says she's gonna give it a try. Yeah, don't worry about it. Won't be a disaster, I promise. All right, it does take a little bit. I will put the measurements in the video description here. And so I can put that out there so you've got that. But really, once you try it, it's not too bad. And actually, this is the little piece that we cut off the top. Now, you've got enough here that you could actually, if you fold on the score lines here, we get just enough there, you could actually do a little mini card, a little something with the reverse piece too. If you did a 2x, is it like a 2x3 there, you could do a little section. So don't throw that away, okay? You can do a little extra something on that. But I hope that you've enjoyed this. It's a fun way to introduce you to the Daffodil Afternoon Designer Series paper. Like I said, this is from the A Bration brochure here on page 4. So you can get the Daffodil Afternoon paper for free with a $50 purchase through the end of the month here, through February. They give you a lot of great ideas, and it does coordinate with the Daffodil Daydream bundle on page 37. So actually, if you purchase the bundle, the stamps and the dies here in the US, it's $54.75. And so by purchasing that, you'd automatically qualify to get your paper pack free. But again, maybe daffodils aren't quite your thing, but you want to use some of the other patterns from this paper, then you could definitely pull in the Daisy Lane stamp set and either both of the punches that go with that too. That's another fun option. Love my punches. And the Flirty Flamingo ribbon is here in the annual catalog. This is page 139. So it's the Flirty Flamingo gold metallic ribbon. So I thought that was fun that we had a nice Nice pop of colored sparkle ribbon to go along with this. And then, of course, the catching butterflies and the driving by are fun celebration sets as well. I know it seems like, I don't know where January went, and here February we're already over a week in, and I'm like, oh my gosh, things are just flying by. It's crazy. So don't let the month get away from you. Make sure you get your orders, and my host code for February here, BCXKPM3G. All right, that helps associate your order with me. I have free tutorials that I'll be sending you, and then actually sent some cute goodies out to everyone that ordered in January that spent $75 or more with me, and I plan to do the same. We'll send out a fun little treat package for everyone who orders 75 with me in February as well, which will qualify you to get some fun celebration items, tutorials, and the goodies. So all kinds of fun stuff there. And yeah, Rachel says it'll be 2023 before we know it. I have to think every time I go to like write the date on something, I'm like, what year is it? It's gonna take me a little while. Brenton said he just got some of the daffodil papers, so yay. So hopefully this will inspire you, Brenton, to get crafting. And really, these projects will work with any floral paper that you have. The drapery fold is a really fun technique. Looks great, especially when you've got our Stampin' Up! Double-sided designer series paper. So you've got that neat contrasting pattern peeking out from behind. So give it a try. I'd love to see what you do with these. And happy stamping. Stay warm, take care, and we'll be stamping with you on Friday. All right. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.